and Mary Ballard here with the Ballard Mortgage Team and Chris Williams with the amazing Williams Group with RE/MAX. So I have questions for Chris today.
Okay.
So Chris, what do you think the current market is looking like?
So, we're located here in a prime location here, East Fort Lauderdale, right behind this Intercoastal Waterway, Sunrise Boulevard Bridge right over here. So we're right across from where the Galleria Mall is, Coral Ridge, Sunrise Intercoastal. So the market, we've got plenty of inventory in this area here now. Third quarter was really slow as far as number of sales. It was off by quite a bit from the same quarter last year. In fact, in Coral Ridge, the waterfront homes, even though there were about 28 for sale, only 2 sold in that whole quarter.
Wow.
Yeah, which was actually third quarter of the year before was only 4. So third quarter traditionally is a little slow, which is really the meat of the summer months and then the beginning of school. Dry lot homes, we were off by 38% in Coral Ridge in the third quarter compared to the year before.
In value, and what it sold
number
for?
Number of sales.
Number of sales.
Now the value though is basically even from last year.
Yeah.
So the values are still, for people who are selling,
They're holding.
Prices haven't gone down. The list prices go up so high that it feels like they're selling it for less, but they're actually about the same as last year. So dry lot house in Coral Ridge is about 1.8 million is the average sales price. And then third quarter, which is only 2 sales, so it's really not a good sample size, is 3.9 million, which is just less than $1,000 a square foot on the water, which actually those are really good deals. So they're probably older houses.
Yeah.
Okay? The newer houses are much more expensive per foot. So year to date, we're off by like 17 houses total for the year. But we feel like the fourth quarter, things are going to really start to ramp up like they did last year.
Yep.
We have had very fortunate success with no bad storms, no hurricanes. We've got the weather here today is gorgeous. It's in the 60s. It's the beginning of the boat show. People get excited about being in town. So we're seeing that. And there's always this sentiment of when the weather hits in the north, people want to come down here. So when there's competition for homes, it really starts to breed that activity level going up. And I know you see that with an increase in us calling you, we need to get these people approved, or what can we do with this? And so even though it's been off in the third quarter more than normal, there's still plenty of inventory and a variety of things to choose from. Our showing activity has picked up. Condos are selling now.
Definitely, yep.
So that's a big part of the momentum. You've seen that.
Yeah,
So
I've seen a big pickup in the last 2 weeks.
yeah, so I think from where we sit, what we're dealing with, we've got a closing today on a condo that feels like we're starting. Let's start rolling again. It comes in chunks. That's the way this industry is.
It does. I think in the last week I got 6 contracts.
Wow, that's a great indicator.
I think it's definitely picking up, and a lot of buyers have been on the fence. They keep waiting for the mortgage rates, waiting for the property values to go down, but they waited themselves right out of the market.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, interest rates are going to go down a little bit, but like you said in a different conversation, the rate difference affects the monthly payment a little bit.
Right.
But in Fort Lauderdale, especially in the east side here, the values are really solid.
They're holding. If it's priced, not to cut you off, but if a property's priced right, it sells. And I have a lot of buyers that have told me over the weekend, right? And again, we're right before boat show weekend. They've said I've looked at a couple of properties, and by the time I get there, it's under contract.
Yeah, we're doing that right now. Yeah, in Plantation.
Yeah.
Plantation's a great community, city actually, out west of Broward County. Beautiful, and we're here we go.
Yeah.
So that, to me, when I see that in other parts of the county, I think that's a really good indicator that it could be switching a little bit to a seller's market, but definitely still opportunities for buyers. Yeah.
And I have a suggestion. Talking about that client you referred me that was, do they put their house on the market? Do they make their property contingent? Well, maybe instead of making the property that you own contingent on buying the other one, maybe you get a rapid equity line on that one, taking the cash out that you need to put down on the other one.
Yep.
We have one very quick. It's AI generated. You upload your documents, soft credit pull, no appraisal, no title, no recording. There is an upfront fee, but it's rapid. They get approved within 7 days. They close. Nobody comes to their house. Remote online notary closing.
Wow.
We're going to give your buyer up to $300,000, and then they're going to take that, put it down on their new purchase. Then they have time to put their house for sale. They have time to move out. They have time to paint if they want to. They have time to move in, and then when the property sells, then that equity line gets paid off. It's just another way to get creative with niche lending and help people get into the home that they want to be in now.
That's a big thing, because that's a problem with people trying to move out of their home. Especially within the same area. They're really stuck because well, how do I sell, and then how do I buy, and can you do it the same day? It's very difficult to orchestrate that.
Do you find sellers willing to accept a contingency contract based upon a sale? I think that's very hard.
So it's very hard because in a buyer's market, a seller is not very keen on allowing that contingency, because if their agent tells them, look, I don't know if that other property will sell for that buyer, they don't want to tie the house up. So it's different when it's in the days of things were selling like, within a week. Then it wasn't a big deal. Now it's changed.
We just had to do one where we did it in 10 days. And we had to make it same day. Like, he sold the same day and he bought the same day.
Wow.
That was a lot of stress for the buyer, right? Wow. That was a seller, right? He had to make sure that his buyer buying his property was intact, on time. So just different ways to think about when you want to buy a different property, or when you want to upgrade your home or downsize. You know, we're in the market where a lot of people want to downsize.
Sure, families are all spread out now, and there's only, mom and dad are at home, and they don't need 5 bedrooms.
Right.
So.
But
there's families that are growing that need that 5-bedroom place. There's always a demand for that, and they're part of that supply if they choose to downsize. So
there's different ways to be creative to help people.
So, but one simple thing to remember: as the weather here gets great, the market always seems to get better as well.
The market's definitely heating up. November and December, we're so busy. It's great. Everybody in the country's slower, but we have our beautiful weather, and we're ready to go.
Super. Well, thanks for joining me here at the Sunrise East condo, which is our new listing here right on the Intercoastal. So enjoy your day. Thanks for joining us.